Now then, and welcome back to another episode on Minecraft. Yes, today, as you can see, it's something new. It's a new series, it's a new season, it's a new NemGo. Yes, here it comes. So, today I want to show you the NemGo Patreon server. Once again, showing you around. It's been a long while since I've been around here. Well, I say around here. This is the new server. Some of the similarities with the old server, we've kept some of the cool stuff that was from the old server for the C team. But now we're using the new mod pack, the Infinity Evolved with the HQM. Oh yeah, the HQM just came out in August this year, August 2017, with the fully released version of the Infinity Evolved Expert Mode HQM. We thought we'd get together and do a HQM. But it also coincides with, well, yes, you guessed it, the start of a new Patreon month. So we thought we'd do something special for the Patreons as well, as the last Patreon server was using the Qantas pack, and I hardly did anything on there. I figured I would come and do a lot more on here with this series. Okay, so with all of that, I'm currently in creative mode, and I have been in creative mode for a few days. This is one of the reasons why there's not been any videos on my channel for maybe a week. It's been a while. Anyway, it's been a while. I know it's been a while. For starters, here is the spawn build, all new and pristine and a little bit better and prettier and all sorted. I did this in a previous series, but then I've prettified it and made it a little bit better, ready for this series. Putting all these sea lanterns in was a thing, and the carpet has all been changed up as well. The silly fountain things that we had have just been related to statue holders. So there's 4 statue holders which during the course of the season may get something displayed on them. Something the server sorts out. Maybe the dragon head, when the server destroys the dragon. Maybe the head of the dragon and the egg of the dragon or something like that will go in there. Who knows what that one is, who knows what that one is, who knows what that one is. But we will figure those out as we go through the season. Now, we've done a little bit extra. You may see on my mini-map up in the right-hand corner that there's a few extra things that are lurking around just outside. And no, it is not that the patrons have already started building. It is that NemGo have begun their history, right? I had this idea based on my Minecraft World series. I actually had this idea at the same time as my Minecraft World series, bringing some of my old world saves back into action to see them again. And this is the Madland Season 1 area on this side of the thing. I see it's a purple side. Madland Season 1, where me and Ego and a guy called Jobber, the Brits, first met and first started doing YouTube videos way back in the day of 0 subscribers. Yes, Madland Season 1. We created a little building over there, and it was NemGo's first base. We were called the Brits back then, but we weren't really NemGo at the time. There were 3 of us. And yeah, NemGo came a long time after the word NemGo, after all, anyway. And we follow the path to Ego's fort. So what we're planning on doing with this server is creating some nice little thoroughfares, roads and that, to take you on a little historic journey. Now, currently, I really don't like these stairs. These stairs just don't stand out as fitting in keeping with the place, but we'll work on those. Maybe some of the Patreons that are pretty good at building will come and have a go and show me some designs, and we'll choose the best design to give us a better entrance. Also, the roadways and things like that, the paths at the minute, yeah, this isn't really what it's going to end up as. This is just what I've got it down as at the minute to get the server up and running. But anyway, on with the story. In the actual Season 1, my tower stood huge above the top there, and I built it all out over many episodes, and some of you may even recognise the plot. I built a big tower out of birchwood all the way up there. It was pretty cool looking, but I didn't get a world save from that point. I had the world save from before that point, obviously, so that's all I've got. I may try and rebuild that. I don't know yet. I don't know. Hey, cow. What are you doing? Why are you standing on here? Get out of it. Spinny cow, get up, spinny cow. Spinny cow, run away. This was the first build style of the Brits. Ego, Nemsun, and Jobber. We went with an oak wood with a 9 stone with a glass in the middle, and then a flat kind of oak wood, yeah, flat oak wood here, there, and everywhere. And we built all of our buildings here, the British home stores. British home stores, basically a joint, storage area for all those things and bits and pieces that we wanted just to store away that we didn't need. The Brits Mining Company, where we set about setting up a mine shaft way down there on this server. It's an abandoned mine shaft, Mine the Gap, because whoa, it's bedrock. Yeah, bedrock. And there's not a lot below bedrock. In fact, I'll show you actually. Boom. Nothing below bedrock to write home about. So don't go down there. And then there's a few other bits and pieces you can see through here that I don't remember a way of getting into that actually. There must have been a way to get into that. Well, I'll let my patrons. Oh, there it is. Here it is. Let my patrons explore all this stuff because now it's on the Patreon server. Everyone will be able to explore it. Cobblestone Gen. The water is currently disappeared though from when we edited the map in. Cobble generator, basically. Cobble generator, so we didn't have to go mining for cobble if we just wanted to cook it up quickly. And it went down even further into what was a sand generator. This was a sand generator once upon a time. What's going on over here? Bit of lava just burning. I don't know why that was there even, but it went down to mines and stuff. This was a sand generator when sand generators actually worked and generated all the sand. It was awesome. It was epic. Loved it. And we go off and about. I haven't really explored all this. We just kind of put a bedrock layer in and put everything in place. So it's a new experience for me as well, coming back to some of this stuff. I'm not going to do too much more exploring inside places. This was where we harvested all the snow. Obviously, there's nothing in any chests here, but we harvested all the snow there. That was awesome. It's just kind of a mining or resource gathering building. And then we had a bed area. Home sweet home. Just literally 3 beds. That was it. I remember Christmas placing presents out here and doing presents out in the yard out here. It's pretty fun. I enjoyed that. And then we've got what would be the kitchen. All the signs seem to have disappeared. I had to put some on. But this is where we stored all of the food from the farms. Pretty cool. And down here I had a little mushroom farm. It's still awesome. Yes. Little mushroom farm in there. And then out this way, if you follow the path all the way around this little build, you end up coming around this path. And this was a pathway that me and Ego used to travel to each other's bases when we were first getting started, when we were first becoming NemGo. And boy, hasn't it brought back some memories. Me and Ego have been working on this place, and it brought back some right good memories. Yeah. And this was then Ego's base, Ego's fort. It's quite a cool thing. I think this was like the 5th time he built it. Was like this. He took it down and built it all again. Took it down and built it all again. Trying to get it all symmetrical and just the way he wanted it. And he eventually got it pretty cool looking. But used the same sort of build style we had done to make another pit into the ground that was linked up. So he had his own mining shaft that went down to the mines and across to the other side of the NemGo base. He had another storage room for himself over here as well for more stuff. And this was crops and gardening and stuff. And then I think over here there was, yeah, just another storage and crafting area by looks. Lots of storage and crafting. And then some more storage over there. All different storage, of course. And he had his little fort in the center here. So we've put all of this onto the server for people to explore, the patrons to come and explore. Not really for them to come and gather resources and stuff, just for them to explore and take a look around for themselves at some of the builds NemGo once made. And we've put them all together. So this is Season 1 of the Madlands, and it leads up to, well, epic mountain shot, epic mountain range. I'll show you more about the epic surroundings soon enough. But if we fly back to spawn, in fact, I will just quickly go back to spawn. And we'll have a look through the next window. So that was the purple section. Let's go down the blue section. Now, in the blue section. Actually, let's go to Season 2 of the Madlands first. That's over this side. The blue section. Yeah. Out of the blue window, I haven't actually done the signs for these yet. Let's get rid of that. This is the Madlands Season 2, our second season together, and we joined up with a few others. The Madlands Season 2, this was the spawn of Madlands Season 2. That exactly point here was the exactly point of the spawn. The exact spawn area was this, well lit by Ramirez to sort it all out. And people had built up little shops and things. So a lot of these builds we don't call our own. This is BPAT Stables, and I think it was BPAT's Breeding. I think it was BPAT. I'm not sure if it was BPAT doing both. Mimes, little marketplace with a few villagers in it. It was a few villagers anyway. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm not sure what this place is. It was a food eatery. It was a food eatery. And you'd come in and get your food, and there was some free food behind the back here, or food you'd pay for at least on the way out. Put some money in the side. But let's get to the stuff that me and Ego made, right? So to start with, over here, this was kind of our starter base when we were starting out. And actually inside my railway station, there is my exact starter location, right there. That is my exact starter location. I had a hill here, and I made a hole in the hill, and this was my crafting table, my furnace, and my chest. From the very first days on the server, that was it, and I immortalized it by putting it in glass. There you go. I used to do stuff like that even then, right? These were the urinals at the back of the train station. But anyway, yeah, everyone else popped up around here. Ego had his base around here. Lewis WTF Geeks had his base over here. We had Strange Gecko build his base in here, which was just storage for massive amounts of stuff. We had our own farms and all that kind of stuff, and we built this little wall all the way around the Brits area, basically. We're all the British area. Ego then built his house into an enchanting bookstore. So there was all sorts of enchanted books of all various types. He had, this used to be a sugarcane farm down here to get all of his sugarcane, obviously. Used to be a sugarcane farm, but all the water disappeared when we updated the map for copying and pasting stuff in. Water sometimes disappears in MC Edit. And down here was Ego's statue. He made this statue, and it was a melon farm. There's no melons in there at the moment, of course, but there was a melon farm somewhere. I don't know if there's still a hatch to get down there. Maybe Ego will show it in one of his live streams. Oh yeah, there is. Yeah, there was a melon farm down there. That might still be working. But I spent the most part of the season building this epic train station. I wanted a Minecraft clock to tell what time the train was coming, and the Madlands rail has been used before, so I've used it. I built it on the Madlands Season 2, right here at spawn on the Madlands, and then I reused it in another season of Utopia later on, and I was quite pleased with this place. That's why I've used it twice. Now this is the third time it's been used. Only built it once though, which is a good thing. At the back here I had my little storage base where I upgraded myself to a few more bits of space, and had my my bed out here and my horse in the stables here. We used to hop out over there and just head out on the horse whenever I wanted to go somewhere, but it was nice and safe indoors. Access to the below the station, where all the trains went, or the minecarts went to every part of the server. Well, I say every part, not everybody did a rail cart to every part of the server. It was kind of fun, but not everybody did it. A few did it. Then we've got the upstairs, the balconies and all that kind of stuff upstairs. It was just more for show, this bit, just to give it added shape and feature and make it look cool. That was about all the outsides were for. Bit of decoration detail and stuff, and I think this ladder goes up to, yep, more balcony. Just more balcony. It was just part of the shaping of the place. There had to be these balconies up at the top, so there had to be a way to get up to the balconies up at the top. And I spent quite a long time building all this. I was quite pleased with it all, including the big back epic window, and all that, which was pretty cool as well. The windy staircase coming down, so you could see through at all what was going on. And we also had a little bit of a minecart thing set up over here as well, where minecarts would automatically dispense and all that kind of stuff. That was pretty cool. I enjoyed that as well. So that was the minecart railway station, Madlands Rail. It was all set up to auto-do carts and put carts away and all that kind of stuff. You get the idea. I've used it again since. I actually used it with Railcraft and Steamcraft in the Utopia. We had it as a station and I actually had big proper trains running through it instead of just minecart trains. You never know. Maybe that will happen again in the future, depending on what's in this this mod pack. I believe there's something like Railcraft in it. I believe there is. But we're on expert mode, so it might be a long time before I get to that sort of stuff. The next thing that I did was finish off this arena. Now, I didn't start the arena project. Somebody started it off and set it all up, and it began taking shape, and then all the server got involved in laying the foundations and all that. I was pretty concerned that it was so close to my train station. It was so close to my train station. I was like, are you seriously going to build that great big monstrosity next to my train station? And then they basically said, no, we're not building it anymore. We've had enough. So I was like, okay, well, I'll finish it off then, because I'm not just leaving that great big donut shape just sitting there. So I ended up finishing it all off to this state, at least, anyway. Putting all the arches in and colour coding all the seats and all that kind of stuff. Finishing off the racetrack. And at the end of Season 2, we actually had a race, or horse race, around here. It's pretty cool. The horses came from the stables, which I set up in this corner. This is my attempt at a horse stables. I thought it was pretty cool. We just got the mesa, so we're getting that yellow clay and stuff. We'd feed them golden carrots and stuff as well. I think I had a storage area in the back here. Yeah, storage area for processing things and getting things sorted. And then all the animals were, of course, had a lot of space to get themselves fed and watered, and people would come and leave their horses over here. There was a kind of a way in and a way out. This was the way in, and it had some shutters so you could turn it off. If you didn't want it to go anywhere, you could turn it off, and it would pull the gate up and stop things from escaping. That was that, and then you could take your horse out on race day to go for a little ride around. And we had jumps and all sorts at some point. It's pretty cool. I think we even fought a wither boss in here at one point, but then backed up the server and played on the map again afterwards. One of the other things that I did over here was set up a mall, a shopping mall. And I kind of completed the shopping mall. It's not exactly finished, but there was a shopping mall at the stadium. So we had this whole stadium feel and shopping mall windows outside. It doesn't look like everybody finished what they were doing on the shopping malls. Maybe we'll get the Patreons to come and claim a shop each and finish the shop off and decorate the shop during the course of the season as well. There were a few shops that were made. It doesn't have signs to tell me who was who. I kind of remember this was an iron farm guy, so whoever had the iron farm had the iron farm shop, and a little storage upstairs, a little stock room upstairs, maybe something like that. And they were just selling iron stuff. That was my little storage out back there. It's just a load of chests, nothing else. And we had little display cabinets and things for different things in there, which never actually got used for anything, but I thought were cool looking. And somebody else's shop got started. Oh, it's a very, very simple shop, like the simplest of shops. Like throw stuff over there and get stuff from out there, and stuff went down here. Was that it? That was about it. Maybe it was an auto cooking. Maybe it was an auto cooking system or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out some other day. Maybe I'll rip it all out and use it for somebody else. Then there was the pumpkin and melons place, which potentially was somebody else's. This was the random block shop, hence all the random blocks everywhere. Yep. We had a way up here. This was a way up into the stands. Oh yeah, so you could get up into the stands to watch the games by going up and around the top end. And then, oh, there's a creeper. We shall not worry about the creeper because I'm in creative mode. We'll leave him alone. He's just shopping. There were some shops upstairs. Hi, did you find what you were looking for? No? Good. Okay. Just looking around. Nice place you've got here. yeah, a few shops up here. A nice little iron thingy boundaries around there. That's cool. And a few more shops down here. It's all pretty cool. I think this was, yeah, look, a little cafe up in the market, and this one was not finished at all by the looks of it. A very unfinished shop that was supposed to be, I guess that was payment over there, receive your goods over there, and somebody hadn't quite finished it when the server shut down, so it ended up being shut down forever. A few extras that way, a few signs in a window that didn't actually say anything, possibly said something like how much a shop costs to rent and how you would give me the money. And then we had the Laguna area. We had patterns on the floor. Me and Andy Stars built this, and I had a right laugh just building it. It was just placing the blocks in a nice pattern around, but it was a bit of a riverway at the base of the thing to allow the rivers to flow in, and people could arrive by boat into the stadium, park up their boats, and then head off into the stadium itself. This was this little bit. I don't think I really finished off what was happening around here, but they could head in and then go up through here into the stadium and take their seats. Everything led to the stadium. It's pretty awesome. I liked. But that was it for Season 2 Spawn, really. There's a few other builds from a few other people around here. There is a defunct sugarcane farm over here that me and Mimes tried to build once upon a time. I remember when we tried to build it, but it's not working. The redstone no longer works for it. It just doesn't work. I don't know whether the redstone's been upset slightly, but it doesn't work anymore. It never will work again because I don't really want the lag of it moving around and working on the server. And then let's go back to spawn. Then we have the green window. What's through the green window, you may ask? Well, more Season 2 of the Madlands. We don't really have a lot of our modded Minecraft stuff around here. Because the modded Minecraft, we tended to use a lot of chisel bits and carpenter's blocks and those modded blocks that add decoration and colour. So we couldn't really transfer it without having the mods working for us at the same time. So a lot of our vanilla stuff that we built together ended up on the server. Now this is the Amigos farmstead, which was quite a way away from the original spawn, which was where we've just had a look around the spawn. It was quite a long way away. I've brought them closer together now, so it's not so far for people to have a look around. And this was Ego's tree farm, which was pretty epic. And I thought it was amazing design because he had water dispensers all in a row down here, and the water would flow towards the hoppers, and that would mean that you would wander around, chop all your wood, and then turn it on the flush, and all of the leaves would drop slowly but surely, drop their saplings down into the water, and then they would get collected up by hoppers and brought up and distributed into these chests so you could get them later for replanting. And it was epic, and this was one of the things that Ego made when he started on this area. Another thing that Ego made, right? There's not. I did this. I did this pattern and the prettiness around here. I did all this. Ego did this whole house as well, and this as well. It was basically Ego's base over here, away from where I was working on the arena, I guess, because I was spending so much time on the arena. He had a little cow farm, his kind of trademark cow farm this was. You feed the cows, the babies fall off into the water, go down there, grow big and die, and that was it. But in here was an amazing setup, of all of our valuables would get sorted out in this place. Down there was the portal to the nether and also our mine shaft. And he had an operating system. Let's go back to it. Which was an elevator, right? It's not going to work now because this doesn't go down far enough anymore. But the elevator would spit items all the way up here and into these hoppers at the top. So the items would come all the way up here and into the hoppers at the top. Then the hoppers would sort them all out, and the sorting system would sort. and then all of those bits would get taken to the right places, and then down below in this section, all of those would drop hoppers down into these things, so we'd end up with our best goodies, like our iron and gold and all that kind of stuff would all arrange itself and organize itself, which was pretty cool. So basically the whole house was a mine. It was just a mine house. Towards the Halloween of that year, Andy built the windmill, and we built this thing on Halloween, I believe, and we decorated it up and captured a zombie called Jeb. We gave him a Jeb the name, and that made him an upside down zombie. And we corralled him into there on Halloween and chained him up. But unfortunately, we've had to have the server on peaceful while we've been building stuff and sorting things out. So unfortunately, Jeb is dead. Maybe we'll get one back there some other time, some other way. Maybe use a magic lasso to do it for us, make it a bit easier. Over this side of the bridge. Now this was when I came back to the Amigos bit, because obviously Ego had built a lot, Andy had built a bit, and I'd done a bit of decorating because I was working mostly on the arena. When I did finally come over here after finishing up with the arena, this was a vast desert. No longer this, no mountain range in the distance. This was just a vast desert. And I started building this desert style. I think I enjoyed building this desert style. I don't think I've used this desert style since. I may well use it again because I did enjoy it, and I do think it looks pretty cool. Especially the little decking areas and stuff outside. But this was basically my house over this side, and my storage, all of my things and bits and pieces. And I don't know, but that just reminded me of some kind of Mexican symbolism. That's what it looked like to me. I guess it's the sombrero hat on the cactus, that kind of stuff, maybe. Fat Mexican cactus. It just reminded me of that anyway, so that I kept that. Thought that was a cool design. And in here I did a lot of villager stuff. I did have loads of villagers in here. There were villagers galore, and I had a breeding villager going up to the top, and I had special villagers coming in here, and they would do all sorts of cool stuff in here for me. And then if they were any good, I would bring them out here and I would store them, and they would get, some blacksmiths were getting stored in the back here, which I just broke that block, I didn't want to. And then I could come and do trading with them and basically get lots and lots of emeralds. I did have a sugarcane farm out here, a massive sugarcane farm, but when we were sorting the server out and all of the water disappeared because I was MC editing around and putting the mountains into this area, all of the water went and all the sugarcane just fell over. And the amount of entities in the world kind of crashed us and crashed the server as well, so we've got a few problems there to worry about. But anyway, that is enough rambling on about all of the stuff on the server at the moment. The Patreon server is going to start again from September the 1st, 2017. It's been there, there's been other things, but this is the restart. And to mark the restart, me and Ego are back together and we're going to start recording series. Now there's going to be one series which is going to be in our Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved. Let me turn around for this because this is important information. There's going to be a Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Expert Mode HQM, which only came out this August, playthrough with me and Ego. There is also going to be a Feed the Beast Infinity Involved HQM Skyblock, which has just come out, that me and Ego are going to play through on his live stream. Twitch details in the description down below, right? And this is also the Patreon server, where our patrons will come and get their very own Mistcraft dimension to play along with the Infinity Evolved HQM themselves. So NemGo Evolved will be in Mistcraft Age 2. Our patrons, Dalcos, Lupin, Katrine, Autopia, B-Man and Gene Splicer, who have been with us the whole year on the previous server. And I haven't really advertised my Patreon, so that's why probably I've only got these few at the moment. But these are loyal, awesome Patreons. And so they've all got their own Mistcraft overworld, similar to what me and Ego are going to have in Mistcraft Dimension 2. I've been playing with Mistcraft long enough to know how to make an overworld that is perfectly normal overworld. So that means that we can keep all of the things and bits and pieces in their own worlds out and about. So me and Ego have NemGo Evolved Mistcraft World. There's also going to be a copy of the Skyblock map in a dimension that you can see. I've actually already started messing around with it to make sure it worked. Played a little bit of Skyblock. This was after like my first couple of days on the Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Skyblock mod pack. Got a good start, so I'm feeling confident about my ability to Skyblock, and I look forward to doing that in Ego streams with him. And he will be putting out his vlogs and all that kind of stuff that will be showing up on his Twitch channel, as again, links in the description. Bing, I'm back up here, thank you very much. We have a world border out beyond the mountains, and when you go there it teleports you back to spawn nicely, which is good, great fun. But that is all I've got time for in today's little mini announcement tour episode. I have waffled on for a good half an hour now, I'm sure. So thank you all very, very much for watching. I hope you're interested. Don't forget there is time to become a Patreon, and you may just make it in time for next month. $10 patrons will be given their own Mistcraft dimension on the server with access to everything you've seen here and more, because we also plan on putting a few things and bits and pieces in play for our patrons, but that you'll find out during the season. Thank you very, 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 very much for watching. I will see you very soon for some more with me and Ego. Don't forget to check out the Twitch link in the description, because that's where we're going to be live streaming, and it is Ego's Twitch channel. So if you're subscribed or you're following me on Twitch, go and subscribe and follow Ego on Twitch, because that's where we're going to be playing the Skyblock together. You will find the videos of us playing on the server together right here on this channel very, very soon. Thank you very, very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Goodbye.